Hi, everybody. Hi, ladies. Happy Saturday. I hope you're all taking some time to relax today and rejuvenate. You've got 2 days of the weekend here to refresh before Monday comes around again. I just wanted to pop in today and talk a little bit about, I know I've had some people ask me lately about the difference or the different pros and cons of juicing versus smoothies. So I know everywhere these days, it's such a fad, this juicing thing or smoothies. It seems like everybody is always carrying something around with them, green juice and this. And they're definitely a wonderful thing to add to your diet. A great way to get some extra nutrients, in place of maybe having to take a multivitamin. Of course, you're going to want to focus on making sure you're getting good meals every day, and then add this as a benefit if you feel like you need a little bit more or you want a healthier snack. So I'm going to talk to you a bit about first, I want to go over some of the pros that both juicing and smoothies are really amazing. And then I'll talk about a few drawbacks. And then I want to get into like some nitty-gritty details about the differences between the two. And you'll quickly be able to tell which one I lean towards. So first of all, pros. Both juicing and smoothies are really, really nutrient dense, like amazing powerhouses for nutrients for your body. So if you're not getting enough for some reason, you're not eating enough greens or vegetables, smoothies and juice can be a really great way to get in those vegetables that you need every day in a very easily digestible manner. So when you blend up or juice into smaller bits, your body is better able to digest and absorb them, which is absolutely amazing. A lot more available for your blood and your body. So that's really great. Hi, Krista. So easy to digest. So they're also really wonderful ways to hydrate. Vegetables and fruit themselves are packed with water. And usually when you're making, at least when you're making smoothies, you have to add some more liquids. So great ways to hydrate and get those really easy to digest nutrients. The other great thing that I love is that they're kid friendly. A lot of kids are really picky about what they eat. So this is a really great way to make some delicious smoothies and make it a treat and get those vegetables in your kid. Really great kind of sneaky way to do it. And amazing. That's one of why I really love these for kids. So also immune system. Amazing, like we talked about, getting all those nutrients in one place. You can really do some good things by getting a lot more vitamins and minerals in your body. Helps your immune system, which we are all really wanting to really focus on, as I know I look around me and everybody seems to be getting sick all the time. So, this can be a really great way, again, to get those really awesome minerals and vitamins in you and do what's right for your immune system. Energy boost. A lot of times you can put really energy boosting vegetables and fruits into your smoothie. The greens, the fresh leafy greens are really, really great at energy boost. So you can, and matcha powder. I know I talked about this a bit the other day, but really great ways to sort of give you a little bit of a kick if that's what you need. And the last really great thing about both smoothies and juices is that they're an awesome on-the-go snack. So if you do them right, and you can do them very, very wrong, so be careful, and I'm going to talk about this. But if you're doing it right, they're really, really handy on-the-go snack for when you need to be out on the road or you can't stop and get a meal somewhere. So that is key to note. So now I want to give you a few words of caution. So this is sort of how you can do juicing and smoothies very, very wrong and very, very unhealthily, for lack of a better word. So if you're using a lot of very sugary fruits, you are pretty much just giving yourself a sugar spike. So if you're loading your juice or your smoothies with bananas and apples and pineapple, those things are very, very concentrated in sugar. And eventually it just becomes a milkshake or some sort of sugar high. And that's not necessarily what we want. So what we want to focus on is more vegetables. So there are some really amazing combinations out there, and it's really interesting how you can blend sorry, I have something pop up on my screen. How you can blend in all sorts of interesting vegetables with, you know, some lemon and an apple, and it tastes really good. So it is possible to make them taste good. I love my smoothies that I do in the mornings, full of vegetables. They're very tasty. So another word of caution is that if you're not using all organic produce when you're making your smoothies, you're pretty much just making a very, you know how we talked about how rich in nutrients this compact drink was? Well, now it's just a compact drink full of chemicals. So that are ground down and very, very accessible into your bloodstream. So there is risk of absorbing more of the toxic chemicals that may be sprayed on your produce or used in production if you're not buying organic. So be careful there. Be careful again. A lot of store-bought juices and smoothies are loaded with extra preservatives. So they add artificial flavoring or coloring, and they also tend to add extra sugar for the taste that everybody is so accustomed to and loves. So they want to sell more juice, so they're going to make it sweet and yummy. So again, careful about the sugar overload. I'm going to say this 100 more times. Very, very careful. The point is not to add more sugar to your diet. We definitely have enough of that. So focus on the vegetables and organic. Speaking of vegetables, green leafy greens and green smoothies are extremely popular right now, and they are really, really beneficial for your health in moderation. And it's very key to rotate the types of greens that you use. So there's something in other foods as well, but they're quite high in a lot of leafy greens. So Swiss chard, spinach, beet greens, and kale, those sort of leafy greens have something in them called oxalic acid. And what it does is this acid actually binds with calcium, iron, zinc, the minerals that we really want more of. It actually binds with them and makes them undigestible. So when you're eating your, 2 cups of spinach in a smoothie, thinking you're getting this awesome iron boost, you're actually doing the opposite. Science has finally proven this. Sorry to Popeye, but that they bind with these minerals and don't make them digestible to you. So different leafy greens have different amounts of this acid in it. So that's why I'm saying rotate them to give your body a chance to have access to different minerals. Very, very important. Awesome. Okay, so that's some awesome benefits of both juicing and smoothies, and a few very, very important words of caution. Now I want to talk a bit about the differences between the two that really stand out for me and are why I am so much more on the one side of the scale between these two. If it's a debate, which it's not, but this is just my opinion, and these are some things that I want you to know too. So when it comes to juicing, there's a few extra cons or things that you really need to consider before you go full-blown into the juicing fad. Because we talked about they're so concentrated, you've got 6 carrots and 5 apples and a whole bushel of kale and 3 lemons in one glass, you're actually getting a really hard hit of sugar, and can definitely spike your insulin levels and your blood sugar levels, which is something that science has definitely proven is very, very dangerous over time to our overall health. So very, very high in sugar in a very compact way. That's something definitely important to know. Also, juicing is very, very expensive. And especially, well, not very, very, but it can be expensive, especially if you're buying the only organic produce, as you should be. You can go through, 6 bags of carrots in 1 week worth of juicing, and it adds up. And you need to buy a juicer, which is also not a cheap investment. So if it's something you want to do, that's amazing, but it can be very expensive, and it's something to consider. Time consuming. Making juice is very time consuming. I don't know if you've ever tried it. It takes a long time to cut up all those carrots and all those apples and put them all through the juicer. And doing it every morning or however often you do it, I mean, it's a bit laborious. So that's something that you need to consider also. Because there's no fiber left after you juice, they're not going to keep you full as longer. So it's more of like a vitamin boost. It's not really going to be a meal for you or something, a snack that's actually going to sustain you. Everything's going to be absorbed right away and you're not going to feel full. That's a problem for some people who want something that's actually going to sustain them and help them feel full or be a snack or an on-the-go treat. Waste. On that side, this is a big one for me that I can't get over. I hate waste. And I hate waste, especially when it comes to food. So when you juice, you are left with a lot of amazing fiber and the pulp of the vegetables and the fruits that are still rich in nutrients and especially in fiber. Sure, you know, people will argue that, of course, you can do something with that pulp. You don't have to waste it. You can make crackers out of it. You can do all these things. You can put them in soups when you puree your soups. Sure. But are you actually going to take the time to do that? Or is it actually just going to end up, you know, being tossed, you know, after spending a half an hour making a cup of juice, are you just going to say, oh, to hell with it and throw it all in the garbage or the compost? So to me, like, that just feels like a huge waste. And that's something that I can't get over. Something definitely to consider. Okay, so those are just a few extra things that you should really know and consider, at least for yourself, when it comes to juicing. Now on the smoothie side of things, a couple extra bonuses. Okay, this is where you've discovered that I'm on the smoothie side of the scale, right? I love smoothies as opposed to juicing. So the smoothie side, there's a couple extra benefits. Also, the main one, the biggest one for me is that they're high in fiber. So when you keep your vegetables and fruits intact in a way that they were meant to be in nature and put them whole into the, you know, you can core your apples and stuff, but you know, you put them whole into your blender, you still have all that amazing fiber that the earth intended for us to be eating with that fruit. And there is a lot of wisdom in that, in knowing that this was created this way. You know, you're not supposed to drink the apple juice without all the fiber to help you actually control your blood sugar levels and absorb the nutrients properly. So there's definitely some wisdom in there, and I don't want to, you know, challenge that wisdom. It's got its shit together. So that is something that I want to respect. But when you have a lot of fiber, not only does it help balance the blood sugar levels, like even if you have, you know, 6 apples in there, it'll help you level out, and so you don't have this huge sugar spike in your blood sugar. It also helps fill you up, which is wonderful. So, you know, you want this as a snack, or if you're doing it just for breakfast, you're gonna want it to fill you up, and fiber is gonna help you do that. It's also going to help you absorb nutrients. Like I said, there's wisdom there that says, you know, the pulp from the apple helps you absorb the minerals and vitamins from the juice when it gets in your system. So it's just a more natural way of consuming things, and also more controlled. So you're probably not going to eat 6 apples and 12 carrots and, you know, all these sugary or overdose on minerals and vitamins, which, by the way, is totally possible. You can have way too much vitamin C, you can have way too much vitamin A, and it can be very, very taxing on your body. When it has too much, the kidneys and liver have to deal with it and detox it, and that can become very exhausting on the body. So keeping it more of a balanced, not so powerful of an overdose on vegetables or minerals and vitamins. So another thing that I really love about smoothies is that they're very easy to make more of a balanced meal out of, or snack. I don't have to say meal, but you can a lot more easily add proteins and healthy fats to smoothies. So I love adding avocados or flax and hemp seeds and chia seeds or nut butters. Great ways to add protein and healthy fats. You can even add some coconut oil, and I mean, you can do this with a juice too, but it's not as effective when you don't have the fiber also in there. And the biggest thing for me, obviously, is I love smoothies because they're extremely quick to make and easy. And the cleanup is just a blender. So all you need is a blender, which you probably already have, and you're good to go. So it's a lot cheaper to make them as well. So there you have it. I will stop talking now. I've been rambling a little bit. But those are sort of my thoughts and things that I definitely want you to consider before you start, deciding to get into the juicing fad or the smoothie fad. Definitely think about what it is that you want to do with it, and make sure that you're not using it as a meal replacement. It's only something like a multivitamin. You would add that extra, you're not replacing eating whole, real meals. Very, very important to just use it as a bonus, extra thing as you go throughout your day. So I want to leave you with just a couple tips and reminders again. When you are doing either of these, focus on rotating your vegetables and your fruits. Don't eat the same thing every day. Your body becomes compliant and doesn't absorb things as easily when it's the same thing every day. And again, we talked about those leafy greens, definitely mixing those up. Try new recipes, keep it interesting. You'll have a lot more fun that way also, and it'll be more beneficial. Your body will get a whole array of the vitamins and minerals that it needs. Second tip is, and I've talked about this already, but buy organic. So when you are doing this and blending things down and making them very, very digestible, you're also digesting a lot of the chemicals and preservatives. So organic is very, very important. Don't add any sugar. Definitely don't add sugar to your smoothies, and be cautious about how many sugary fruits you're putting in there. So a banana apple smoothie, I keep using those as an example, but those are very high in sugar fruits, is going to spike your insulin levels and not necessarily going to be healthy for you. It's the vegetables that we need to focus on. You need to focus on more vegetables with a splash of fruit on the side. And this key point, I'm going to leave you with this last really key tip. Listen to your body. And this is something that a lot of people forget to do, but it's so key. So, and especially when something has become such a fad, we tend to think, oh, it's going to be good for me too. I'm going to love this too. If you hate smoothies and juice, they make you feel gross. They do wreak havoc on your digestive system and you get gassy, or if it just doesn't feel right, don't do it. Don't do it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you're eating regular meals every day and you're looking after yourself with real meals, don't worry about it. You don't have to be, the green juice queen if it doesn't work for you. So listen to your body. Very, very important. Awesome. Thank you guys very much for tuning in today and listening to my thoughts about juicing versus smoothies. Let me know if you have any questions. Just post below. I'd love to hear them and get back to you. And also let me know if you have any other topic ideas that you'd love me to do a little chat on, because I love doing this. So let me hear from you, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Bye.